Hello everyone and welcome to episode 1 of the Xbox Community Cast. If you haven't been a part of the discussion before, each week we come together to discuss the latest news and popular topics with you, the community. I'm your host Risky, and joining me today are Waterloo.
Hey!
And Shopa.
What's up, guys?
So I know we've all been playing a lot of Rocket League, we've all been playing a lot of Wildlands. Besides those two games though, Lou, what have you been playing this week?
Well, I've been playing a lot of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I know. It's not an Xbox title, but it is awesome. A lot of fun. It takes everything that you loved in Zelda Ocarina of Time and just amplifies it 100-fold. It's a blast. Definitely, if you have a Switch and you don't already have the Zelda, well, you should be shooting yourself in the foot, because why else would you want to buy a Switch? Other than that, I've been playing For Honor. Been killing a lot of people, bashing in their heads, making them look like Glenn. That's about it, really.
And hopefully everybody's watched The Walking Dead, otherwise you don't know who Glenn is. Shopa, what have you been playing?
I've been playing a lot of H1Z1 King of the Kill, a lot of Counter-Strike, and some Modern Warfare Remastered, taking it back a little bit, getting back into a game that's not really about double jumping, so it's been a lot of fun.
So, speaking of Modern Warfare, if Activision was to create a collection for you of Modern Warfare 1, 2, and 3, remaster them all like they did with this one, you'd buy that, right?
I'd stand in line for years for that, like I have been for the years waiting for them to come out with it.
And you'd spend so much money.
I'd spend as much money on that as I've spent on other games.
Would you spend like $380 like Waterloo spent to play Zelda?
I would not spend $380 to buy a whole new console just to play one game that's come out.
Seems
It was
irrational.
going to be more than just one game, but yeah, it was irrational. I could use some money right now.
Activision, you're leaving money on the table here.
Right there. How about you, Risky? What have you been playing?
I've just been playing Mass Effect day in and day out when I'm not playing Wildlands or Rocket League with you guys, obviously. Mass Effect's great. I feel like everybody's probably playing it besides you two. So there's that. Coming back to the series after it's been 4 years now since 3 ended. It's good. It's good to be back in a game made by BioWare with all their storytelling and all those story trees that I love to click on. Every single story, every single piece of dialogue I click.
And all that alien snatch you can do.
And there is some alien snatch that you can do. So
Both male and female, I might point out.
yeah, and there's also humans. You didn't hop on the Ark Hyperion with aliens. Well, some aliens, but mostly just humans. So okay, well, we've been playing Wildlands. How do you guys like Wildlands? It's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. It's definitely a game that you'd want to play with friends. You don't want to play with the AI so much, because the AI is kind of like just stupid bullocks, retards, whatever you want to call them. It's just not good to play with them. Me, Risky over here, Shopa, and one of our friends, DanPod131, have been all playing together. It's been a lot of fun. Our friend DanPod is really into the game. He's very tactical. It's definitely to your advantage to have someone tactical playing with you.
Yeah, he's a good squad leader for sure. He knows to make the call-outs, when to hit who, and whatnot. Shopa, how are you liking it?
I'm liking it a lot. It's actually my first real open-world game. I don't play a lot of open world, don't play a lot of RPG-style games, so it was really fun to get an open world. I think I'm through 3 of the 21 provinces that are in this game, and I've only put in about 15 to 20 hours on it, so there's definitely a lot of time there where I can look for gun parts and look for, skill points and, really spend a lot of time on this game, so I'm loving it a lot, especially playing with all you guys.
Yeah, talking about how big this game is, you can fit 2 of Grand Theft Auto 5's maps inside of Wildlands. So that goes to show you how big of a world this is. So with such a big world, though, comes a lot of open space, a lot of dead space. They give you fast travel. They give you helicopters. So those are 2 ways to traverse quickly. But if I was on foot in this game, I don't... is there anything down there for me to see besides just pretty
beautiful
landscapes?
land? That's about it. You'll see some locals, maybe some local chasing another local. The women aren't even that good to look at, so I don't even bother there.
That feels sexist, but we'll give you a pass.
Yeah, all right. Everyone needs a pass.
I'm not being in my first open world game. I guess it really doesn't bother me that much because there are helicopters and fast traveling. But definitely, if you didn't have any of those, it would take you like 5 or 6 times longer to do anything. And
Even if you had a Lamborghini, which is one weird car that is in the game, it's for all the drug lords.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
and it goes really, really fast.
And if you're a drug lord, you drive a Lamborghini.
That's
Of course.
it.
What else would you want to do?
Every single drug lord drives one Lamborghini.
I'd fly a helicopter.
I'd probably fly a helicopter as well.
There are also planes in the game, too.
And boats.
Boats. Boats seems like a horrible mode of transportation.
Yeah,
It-
especially
it's
when you
very-
try to drive it on land.
Have
Yeah, it's
either
not
of
very-
you driven a boat in
I
this game?
have driven a boat, yes.
So have I. I have driven a boat for about 35 minutes while waiting for somebody to get online. Just down a river. Couldn't do anything else. Turned around when I hit a dead end. But, yeah. So there's that.
All right, yeah. So, I mean, we all are digging the game. It's definitely a lot of fun. And like Lou said, don't play it by yourself. You're not going to like the game if you play it by yourself. Unless you're just sad and lonely and have nothing else to play, I guess, then play it. Rocket League, Waterloo's favorite game.
Yay.
Shopa, the new mode Drop Shot dropped this week about 4 days ago.
I see what you did there.
We had a we had a chance to play it. First impressions?
Well, I can tell you right now, I'm a little new into Rocket League, so I'm definitely not as good as Risky over here. Definitely not as good as our friend Grizzly the Gray. But in this mode, definitely knowing how to fly and stay up in the air is definitely useful. I cannot do these things. I typically stay to the ground and try to jump and fail.
Like cars should.
So I'm definitely a little less enthused about it, but it is definitely teaching me how to get into the air better and how to really maneuver my car through the air. I probably won't play it exclusively. I'll probably play it about split time with ranked or a 3v3 with whoever's on, depending. But it's definitely a lot of fun. It's definitely something new, which is cool, but you really have to be good in the air to be good at Drop Shot.
Yeah. And the best thing about all these modes and skins and everything that Psyonix has been dropping for this game is that everything's been 100% free. So Drop Shot dropped on the 22nd. We didn't have to pay anything. We didn't have to, nothing. It's free. It shows up in your updates, and you have it. So even if you don't think you're going to like it, you can at least give it a shot. And for anyone who doesn't know what the Drop Shot mode is, what it does is it splits the court in half. So you have your side and the other team has their side, but the floor is hexagons that take 2 shots from a charged up ball to break, to create a goal that is under these hexagons. That's not the best explanation, but
It's the best we can give you with what we've been given so far.
yeah. So the more that you hit the ball, it charges it up more and more, and the last person to touch a ball, whether it's the blue team or the red team, orange team, you can definitely change your car's color so it looks reddish.
Either
way, what you're trying to do is score under these hexagons, and you're also trying to defend on these hexagons.
So that's really why if you're a flyer, you can get up above the ball and really knock that ball in or definitely get a better angle on it. If you just stay on the ground, it's pretty hard to just bounce it off the wall or roll it in. So
yeah, if you've played competitive mode, you know that eventually when you're ranking up in the tiers, you're going to come to a tier where you're just going to see people flying, and that's all it is. If you can't compete up in the air with these people, you're not going to rank up. So this game mode is definitely a good mode to hone those flying skills for sure. Also, with this drop, competitive season 3 ended, so everybody reset back down to the bottom, the lowest of the low. So you guys can all start working on that. You should have also got your rewards for depending on how high you got up in season 3. And with that, that's what we've been playing. So next up would be the news. Waterloo, what's in the news this week?
The news in this week, there's a few things. One of the news I want to talk about is For Honor news. Not only a while back, like a week ago, I think it was, around 1,500 people were banned for AFK farming, which is just people would tie a rubber band around their controller and have their character run in circles, and they would get the loot at the end of the game. It's a really shitty thing to do to your teammates. And another thing a Reddit user by the name of Bystander007 did some number crunching and found out in order to unlock all the characters and all their gear and all the jazz that you want for every character, it would take around 2.5 years or about 700 real dollars, which is a little ridiculous if you actually want to unlock everything. But For Honor came out and was saying, well, we didn't expect everybody to unlock everything for every player. What they were saying is they really just want you to unlock everything for 1 to 2 characters, hone your skills on these characters and not try to unlock everything. They were comparing it to World of Warcraft, League of Legends, the games where you unlock a lot of things. Like in World of Warcraft, you're not going to try to unlock everything for every single species and every character. You're just going to have your main character and go with that.
So are these unlocks that you can get, are these all what's the word I'm looking for here? They're like skins. They're not they don't give you a benefit.
No, they actually do. The things that you unlock when you finish a round, you'll get
Cosmetics.
Yeah, no, it's not cosmetics. It will change your look, but some of the gear will give you better defense, better attack. Will help you debuff your opponent's curses they put on you or whatnot you want to call it. So it is a little bit obnoxious in that way, but I do feel like since I don't try to play with every character and I don't want to unlock everything, I don't really have too much of a problem with that.
So do you feel like people who may be financially better off than you, who can come in and buy all this gear and be ahead of you already, do you think that's going to be a super advantage to them, or do you think that your skill in the game will, win out in the end?
It depends on the mode you're playing. If you're playing 1v1 or 2v2, it doesn't matter the gear you have on. It's everything drops down to base stats, so it's strictly skill based. But if you're playing like skirmish or domination, any of those, your gear you have on you will affect your character and how you play.
So this cosmetic gear, I unlock a cool helmet and I have it. Can I not equip it in certain game modes? Or in certain 1v1, 2v2?
You can have it equipped.
But it's not going to give you any benefits.
Yeah, it won't give you any benefits. Okay. It will just make your character look different. That's it, which is fine with me. Because I actually enjoyed 2v2 much more than I enjoy skirmish. I really just dislike skirmish. But yeah.
Have you played with the giant fat samurai guy?
The Shigoki? I have tried with him. He's a little too slow for me. Like I said, I like the Shinobi or the Conqueror much better.
Yeah, I've seen videos of the what?
The Shigoki?
Shigoki, of this giant fat man just running into battle, and it warms my heart.
It's kind of it's pretty fun to watch him destroy people though. He's got this one move where he like baseball swings you and clocks your head and you go flying like one of those Nerf balls. It's pretty funny.
So would you say that like 1v1 and 2v2 is more competitive than anything else, and that's why they allow like no buffs to be in that game mode, or how do you think they're really playing that out? Are they trying to look to make 1v1 like competitive and possibly even an e-sport? Do you think they'll get to there, or do you think they're just doing it to keep it more fair for players who are only playing by themselves?
I want to say they're keeping that more fair for that because I've seen tournaments in both 1v1 and 2v2, but usually they have the tournaments in eliminations where there are buffs you can get and your equipment does affect.
And as far as the esport thing goes, I'm feeling like there's probably not a lot of hope there. I know you had some info on the drop off of players.
It has actually decreased half since they've actually started.
That was after week 1, right?
Yes, it was.
After week 1, they had lost 50% of their player base already.
I'm pretty sure a lot of it had to do with the servers issues and everything, which they're still having. Like a lot of people are complaining how terrible the P2P server is. It's just atrocious. Like I was trying to play last night and I got frustrated after 3 games and I just pretty much turned it off because I was having server issues. Every other game I was getting either kicked out or dropping, or someone else was dropping themselves out, and it's just really frustrating.
Yeah, and speaking of bad servers, Rocket League, since this patch, Have you looked at your ping, Shopa, and seen it in the red, like the 250s, 300s?
I think my average ping I played a couple nights ago with you and with Grizzly the Gray, and I think our average ping as a team was roughly 275.
Oh my god, and we're all running, what, at least 100 up, 100 down internet? It's horrible.
We were playing on like Southern American servers or something. We weren't even close. One game was an EU East server, which is the opposite side of Europe. So definitely need to fix their shit there.
Yeah, usually before this patch came out, we're looking at 24, 35,
30,
tops.
I hit 18 once in a ranked
Exactly.
game.
And now
so
it's this. It's horrible.
It's been 5 or 6 days
Yeah.
since they've dropped it, and nothing has changed, and it makes the game impossible. You're seeing cars go, a couple car lengths past the ball, then all of a sudden the ball goes shooting as if they hit it.
Yeah.
So definitely making a big difference there, but server problems really throwing some of these games off here.
Yep. Do you have a news story, Shopa?
I do. So I've been reading recently about children's hospitals and what they call go-karts. So Microsoft and the Xbox team have been putting out what they call go-karts, or gamers outreach carts, where they'll put an Xbox Slim with a monitor and some controllers and some games onto these little carts, and they'll take them into children's hospitals, and they'll let those kids play on those Xboxes to take their mind off their hospitalization, take it off of the medications and everything they're taking. And I love it. I think it's a great idea. Everyone here knows how easy it is to hop on a game and forget what happened at that hard day of work, or that girlfriend got mad at you or something. So I want to recently the Seattle Children's Hospital received 10 more of these go-kart kiosks from Team Xbox, and they're saying it's going really well. Some of the nurses have even got a chance to play a little bit of Xbox Slim
With the kids?
With the kids.
That's awesome.
And it's going really, really well. How about you, Risky? Anything in the news for you?
Yeah, some posters leaked for Destiny 2, which is exciting. I know that all of us put a lot of hours into that game. Like a lot. I think the last time I looked, I had 1,400, 1,500 hours.
And I didn't even play as much as you. I still had like 1,000.
Yeah, I know, it's insane. So what this poster showed, there was 2 of them. It showed 3 Guardians standing next to each other with some Suros shotguns. No helmets, which is weird, but I think they were probably trying to show off some of their new facial customization, because with the new game, I'm assuming they will have updated all that, because there wasn't a lot of options before, and I know that was something that everyone's always looking to do in that type of game, is to customize your character. The important thing about these posters that was leaked, though, is that they had a release date of September 8th, which is coming up later this year. That's coming quick. And as far as September goes, that's Bungie's date. The game initially came out in 2014 in September. Then we had The Taken King the following September. And then we had
Rise of Iron.
Rise of Iron this past September. So that date makes a lot of sense. It is a Friday. That's probably in Europe. It'll probably release in the States on the 5th, which would be a Tuesday. So that's big news. Bungie still hasn't commented on it, even though these posters have been all over the internet, which is weird. You'd think they'd want to get out ahead of it. But, hey, I'm pumped for a new Destiny game, and knowing that it's only, 4 months away, 5 months away, 6 months away?
I think you keep increasing your months. You might as well go to 7 now.
I think it's 6. Maybe.
Math.
Yep, so math.
Lots of math.
Math
So that's a
and
big deal.
calendars, not good for Zach. All right, I mean, risky. Another quick little news is Fallout 4 will be coming in VR, which is going to be awesome.
Woohoo!
VR, I think, VR Fallout 4 is going to be awesome. Who wouldn't want to run around any type of wasteland and slaughter mutants and, do whatever you do in Fallout,
So I've seen you in VR once, and it was when we were at PAX East a couple weekends ago. Mm-hmm. You had to take the headset off because you were feeling sick.
I was getting a little dizzy. I didn't really like the game. I was a hamster in a hamster ball. Not really the type of games I usually go for. None
of us do.
Yeah. I think also the headset might have been on a little crooked because everything didn't look in focus. But the concept of the game was you're trying to solve puzzles in this hamster ball. You bicycle pedal your hands to roll the ball. You can't go backwards, which is kind of silly because I feel like a hamster could go backwards. But yeah, you were in the cage and you would quickly pedal around and then something would happen.
And if you can't see his hand motions, it looks like he's pedaling a bicycle with his hands.
Yeah.
So, and you play this game with paddles, right?
Yeah,
Correct?
they
It was the
really are.
HTC Vive was the headset that he was using. This, I'm assuming, if it's coming to Xbox or Windows PCs, is going to be the Oculus Rift. So it'll also be a completely different headset, which hopefully that's better for you.
So did it look like Fallout 4 was going to be with paddles, or was it?
They was just mentioning about it. There was no paddles. I'm assuming it's going to be with a controller. I think it's going to be kind of like Resident Evil 7 was with the headset on, and you can see all around you and hear it all around you, but you're still
using the controller
Yeah.
to run and move and stuff.
Yeah, I don't think
that makes sense.
I don't think they would make you try to like use your hands in Fallout, and that would just be too much, or not enough actually, because
like the best way for those games that I can see is what you're doing is you're taking that left thumbstick and that's your head.
Yeah.
That's the headset. So instead of looking up and down with that thumbstick, you're just
Using
that
your
thumbstick
head.
doesn't work. You're just using your head now.
Yeah, which
That's how I would assume you would play it.
might get a little tricky, because you're so used to using that thumbstick to look around.
We could probably remove your thumb.
That might help for some reasons and hurt for other reasons.
It's true.
Very true.
But also, if you're one of those inverted players, don't try to look up and down. That would really get confusing.
Yeah, so does this finally disprove your arguments as to why looking around in video games should be like you're flying a helicopter or a plane?
No, because I'm still in the video game world. When I have that controller, I am piloting that character. But what if I put a headset on? I am that character. So, ficto facto, there you go.
Ficto facto, there you go, folks. Argument solved. Inverted kids are weird, clearly.
Very weird.
Yeah, that's 2 against 1. One's always better than 2, so there it is.
One is the loneliest number.
So for our last bit of news here, Overwatch dropped their new character, Orisa, tank-style character with a very defensive kit. She looks a lot of fun. Haven't gotten too much on her yet. Haven't been able to play her. But just for a little bit of news, go out and see what you can do with her. I know that in her first professional play, she got flattened a little bit there. So we'll have to see.
I did hear that she's not allowed to be played in competitive
No,
yet.
they're waiting on balancing
for
her
makes sense.
kit to really get into the competitive scene, but hopefully that's soon and we can see what these pros can really do. It's always exciting to see a new champion or character come out in games and see how the pros play them, so then we can see how they can get balanced and if they can actually get into some pro play. So exciting news there.
Well, hopefully. When that was earlier this week, right?
Yes.
All right. My last news piece is about Outlast 2. If I know I'd talked to you about this, Waterloo, but the game it hasn't been released yet, but it was banned in Australia. The ratings board didn't even give it a rating, said we're not having this. From what I'd heard, there's like a weird rape orgy scene, which the Australian government said, no, our people don't need to see this. They went back on that, though. The ratings board changed its mind. They gave it an 18-plus rating, which is the highest rating in Australia. And there's only going to be one released version of this, so they didn't edit. As far as we know, they didn't edit anything to make it acceptable for Australia, but if they did, that's the way it'll be released for everyone now. So we may not to get to experience this scary rape orgy.
I want to see a rape orgy.
Everyone wants to see a rape orgy.
I kind of feel like it would be really impressive.
Maybe not everybody.
How would you
Maybe not
how does a rape orgy work? Because obviously they're there, but one person, 2 people have to be raping.
It sounded like it was an orgy was happening. This whole thing took place in the guy's dream, as far as I know. So an orgy was happening, and then it sounded like one of these horrible monster men
just threw him in on the rape.
Just penetrates you.
Okay,
It's rough.
Yeah, but
Not something I'd want happening to myself.
Agreed.
And not something I want my kids to play. But
well, that's why they put that M rating on there.
Yeah, but
That's
also
why
putting an
rating
M rating on something I don't think really keeps it from kids.
Yeah.
That's
course
true.
not.
Especially with digital sales, as soon as you throw your
Nowadays.
credit card on there. But like the Xbox One, for example, has parental controls. You can set it so games can't be purchased that way. And also, if your local GameStop is doing its job right, then you should be getting ID'd before you buy these games.
Speaking of GameStop, they've actually had a few really crazy things going on. GameStop is going to be closing more than 100 retail locations. They have been falling back with sales and everything, trying to compete with all the other retail stores.
It's not even. It's digital, man.
Yeah.
It's all
It's digital. Oh, even worse, digital. I could see why that really hurt them.
Can't even compete.
But yeah, so they would be shutting down 2 to 3% of their store locations worldwide. So that's just gonna, if you're a GameStop fan, I'm sorry. I was one of the kids that grew up when GameStop was not even called GameStop. It was
EB Games.
It was called EB Games,
Good
but
shit.
they've traded so much and now they're called, GameStop. The really only way they're making more money and really bringing in revenue is actually through their Think Geek, all their cool game stuff on the side.
It's all collectibles now.
Collectibles is
If you
really
walk
what they're
into a
going with.
GameStop now, 25% of the store is Funko Pops
Yeah.
and statues, backpacks, that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
And I know the revenue from that. I think I read that earlier. It was like 26% of their revenue now is collectibles and toys. It's not even games, and it's GameStop. So that's definitely big news, and I feel that that's the way that they have to go, is these collectibles. Digital gaming is taking over, and as soon as digital games start to become cheaper and you have things like game sharing, it's gonna kill off these GameStops unless they go a different route.
But I still feel like there will be a place for, the hard copy of the games, because there's going to be the diehard people that really like to have that physical copy. It's like almost like a record, in the comparison.
It's true. That's true. It's just trying to sustain a business based off of that 5% of people who needs a physical copy in their hands.
And they have other stores like Best Buy, Walmart, Target that can supply them with that. Not so much, GameStop itself.
Yeah, and I mean, I was one of those people for a long time that I would buy physical everything. I thought digital was weird, and digital games were always expensive. Like, no matter what time it was or how much time had passed, a new Xbox game was always $59.99. So without deals or game sharing, which everyone should be doing, that's half off on all your games right there, and that's not even including when they're actually on sale.
And also, you couldn't do, back in the day, you couldn't get used games through digital copies. I think that's also was a reason why the prices didn't seem to go down when the hard copy would.
Yeah, I mean, the only time that arises nowadays that I'm buying a physical disc is if the person I'm game sharing with doesn't want a game, so I'm going to have to pay full price for it. But say it might be at Best Buy or GameStop for 40% off, 50% off. I'll do it then. But yeah, so a dire future for GameStop, I'm thinking. Well, speaking of
dire future,
Nope.
Let's talk about the past and how we went to PAX and played some video games there.
Yep.
We were able to get our hands on a few fun games. At least I was. I was able to get my hands on Mr. Shifty, developed by Team Shifty, published by Tiny Builder. It was a blast of a game. If you ever wanted to be Nightcrawler, this is actually the game that you'd want to pick up. I felt like I was Nightcrawler from X-Men. I could shift through walls, shift around people, and then just kick the living snot out of them. Which was a blast. You can also kick doors into people. If you're able to pick up a broom, you do massive damage with this. You can clock people out in one hit.
And that's only one weapon. Think of the possibilities when you have an actual weapon.
Yeah, this is a broom.
I came up on Lou. He was playing the game. I came up behind him and I was watching. And he, like he said, he had a broom. I don't know if that's the only weapon they were giving you or what. Did you have a gun or anything?
No, I did not get a gun. I just had a broom or a shaft.
You're a
whatever
shifting man with a broom.
Yeah.
Assuming you get more weapons. But there was 3 guys in a hallway in front of him, and Lou smashed them with this broom, and they just went flying through the wall. It looked destructive and painful.
Sure was for them. It's on Steam, and it should be coming to Xbox, hopefully. Another game I was able to fuddle around with was Humans Fall Flat, developed by No Breaks Games and published by Curve Digital. If you ever wanted to take control of a drunk person or a baby, this is definitely the game for you.
Or buy Rooflin.
Yes, but I don't recommend it. It doesn't come out as well as you hoped. But you get to control this person, and your right and left triggers will control the right and left arms. You literally walk around like a drunk person,
And if you're not watching, because you can't be watching, Lou is staggering around like a drunk person.
and you'll use your arms, and you'll grab a box, and you'll pull it places. The goal is to continuously to solve these little puzzles and open the last door and fall even further flat on your face. Another game I think we were both able to play was Moonlighter, developed by Digital Sun Games. It was a blast. It reminded me a lot of
Stardew Valley.
Yeah, Stardew Valley, in the fact where you're going into caves and spelunking and looking for things. But the real big difference in this, instead of selling farm goods, you're taking all the stuff you get from the caves and you're selling them in your shop. So it's like a small economics type deal in your own little world.
Yeah, so as far as selling stuff in your shop, it's a little more in depth than that, just because you get to set the prices for these goods. Certain people in the town, certain adventurers will come in your store, and they're going to want to pay one price for this. They're not going to want to pay too high, and if you sell it too low, you're losing out on money. So like you said, there's a lot of economics that goes into that.
Yeah, definitely.
Game definitely looked fun, though.
Yeah, sure was.
Did you play anything else, PAX?
We
We played a bunch of PAX, but those
Yeah.
are the standouts.
Those are the real games that I enjoyed more than the other ones. Like I said, there was just so many games. Definitely didn't play any AAA titles. The lines were way too long. I didn't feel like standing 2 hours to play 15 minutes of a game. We also played Pit People. That is actually out on Xbox right now, but so much fun.
It's in the game preview program. Pit People, it's made by the Behemoth. They're the people that made Castle Crashers, so it has the same kind of art style as that. It's a turn-based strategy game. I'm pretty garbage at it. I finished up my trial because I got housed. Then I had to sit there and wait for Lou for another 10-15 minutes because he wasn't dying.
Yeah, it's a very strategy type game. You want to make sure you have certain people in certain places because they'll be able to shield for the other people and take more damage. It's a lot of fun. Turn based, like I said, with little hexagons, you move your people around.
Yeah, and like you said, as far as standing in those lines for the AAA games, we saw every morning this line for Mass Effect that it wouldn't go away. The game was a week away at that point, 2 weeks away. The thought of standing in a 3-hour line to get to watch one of these it wasn't worth it. Especially when you could watch over people's shoulder from outside of the line to see what was happening.
Didn't really help me out. I need to get a pair of glasses to see better.
So you guys have been talking about games at PAX East.
Games!
But how was the food at PAX East is my real question.
The food at PAX East is garbage. The food outside of PAX East is where you need to go.
Definitely agree with that statement.
Tell me how much you like. You're about to tell me how much you like $13 hot dogs.
I love $13 hot dogs. That's an actual lie. The food didn't look terrible this year. We were there like 3 years ago, and there were $13 hot dogs, $15 pretzels, just outrageous. Not something you really want to do.
Did you even get nacho cheese with those pretzels, or was that an extra charge?
Extra
That was
$4.
Yeah,
Extra
$4.
$4?
It was
You're,
ridiculous.
nacho
you're looking
cheese.
at a $78 pretzel by the time
Yeah.
you get all your condiments.
Exactly. So
Cheapest around.
the food this year did look better, but still was gonna break the bank. And
Either way, you don't buy the food inside the PAX.
Yeah.
It's a bad idea. Go out to the food trucks, walk 2 blocks down the street, go to Salvatore's. You want good pizza, Chopa? I know you like good pizza.
I love pizza.
Salvatore's was about 2 blocks away. We had some chicken variation
yes,
pizzas.
we had like a Thai chicken pizza with
Thai
a
chicken and a buffalo chicken pizza. Oh, so good.
so delicious.
So that's how the food was, Chopa. I know that you're all about the food.
All about the food,
He's a skinny guy.
if you could tell.
Yeah. But yeah, PAX was a blast. Food was delicious. Outside of PAX, chicken and rice. Oh my goodness, good.
Yep, sure was.
And cheap, too, I heard.
Cheap, yeah, $10 for a big.
Yeah, it was a big ass thing of chicken and
to-go
rice.
thing. It was like something you would get from a regular Chinese food box for like $10, and it was
Yeah.
delicious.
And the other things that we saw at PAX, we went to a couple different, what do you want to call them?
Kiosks.
Well-
no sit-ins.
Yeah,
guess.
sit-ins. They had
Yeah.
different theaters. So
Yeah.
you'd go into a theater and you'd sit and watch people talk, or you'd watch
Conferences,
videos
I
or
guess you
whatever.
would call them.
Conferences. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
We did, however, sit in on a developer walkthrough of the game Prey.
Oh my God, it's so good.
Everything's so good.
So good.
So, coming into PAX, I hadn't seen a lot about Prey. I knew that it was about a man stuck on a spaceship by himself with some aliens. Morgan Yu. And you can be female or male, Morgan. So, you're stuck on this spaceship, and these aliens have taken over. There's, I think, 6 different types of aliens. You have a bunch of different weapons. There's skill trees. There's definitely a lot of RPG elements there. Just want to talk about one of the aliens quick. It's an alien called a mimic, which I think is super unique and fun. What it does is it can mimic anything in a room. So it can mimic a coffee cup, it can mimic a chair, a microwave, what have you. You walk into this room, and that's one thing that you're already scared right off the bat. That coffee cup sitting on that counter,
Yeah.
that could be an alien.
Why is there 2 coffee cups when this is a room with a desk with one chair on?
No one has 2 coffee cups on one desk. It doesn't make sense. So what you do is you take your crowbar and you smash those coffee cups, because even if they're not mimics, they're just coffee cups.
Right. But I'm pretty sure he didn't actually have a crowbar. I think you're thinking.
I think
Was it a crowbar?
I think it was a crowbar, because my first thought was this is very Half-Life-y.
Yeah.
I feel like
Maybe you're right. I was
Gordon
just.
Freeman.
As soon as you said crowbar, I thought Half-Life, and maybe not.
Yeah, I think it was a crowbar. That game looks like a ton of fun, though. Lots of different weapons variety and aliens. I know there's a point eventually where you can start injecting alien DNA into yourself.
Be careful doing that, though.
Yes, because there are turrets that can only sense aliens, and if you've pumped some alien DNA into you, your own turrets that once were defending you are now trying to murder you. The one thing that I've seen in trailers before, though, is that when you put the mimic DNA into you, you yourself can actually turn into a coffee cup or what have you. And our next segment is going to be Games with Gold, followed by Deals with Gold. So right now, at this moment, you have 5 more days to pick up Layers of Fear. Did you download that, Lou?
I did.
Have you played it?
I have yet to play it. It's probably just
creepy
sitting on
horror game, something I probably won't touch.
Yeah, it's just sitting on my Xbox memory right now.
Just taking up space.
Yeah. Space.
And as of the 16th, and this is good until April the 15th, Evolve Ultimate Edition. So that's actually going to be all the DLC included as well for Evolve.
That's a lot.
That is
included.
a lot. Evolve, I feel like a lot of people didn't play. I feel like the people that reviewed it loved it, but the player base wasn't there. It's a 4v1, 4 monster hunters versus 1 giant monster. I don't know if it's just this type of game that's not getting played or what. I don't know if you're not using a mic and you're part of that four-man monster hunting team, you're probably going to get fucked up.
Yeah, it's definitely a game you need to play in a team or at least with people that actually communicate with each other. If not, you're going to get destroyed by that monster. I also think it was kind of overlooked because there was a real big AAA title that was coming out around the same time.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. That always
happens.
Kills games like this.
Yeah.
Your game for the end of April, so that's going to be April 16th to the 30th, is Walking Dead Season 2 from Telltale. Season 1 was free a few months ago. Telltale Games, I'm sure you know what they are, but if you don't, it's pretty much like it's like playing a comic, I would say. You're playing a story. There's not a lot of action. There's dialogue choices. Telltale's engine has gotten better. Going from 1 to 2, there was even differences there. But the current stuff now, like Batman, and we also have Guardians of the Galaxy coming out, they're running on a new engine now, which it's so much better than those clanky, clunky, terrible games at first.
Now, you did say the end of April. What's going to be free for the beginning of April?
That is correct.
Yep.
Rise, Son of Rome.
One of Xbox's original Xbox One's original release titles.
Yeah, it was one of the when I picked up the system, I bought the day one system, and I think we had Madden 25 was an option, and Rise, Son of Rome. Rise, Son of Rome looked beautiful, so I picked that game up for $60, which looking back on it, not my best decision. But you have a brand new console, you got to play something. Like that's the reason you're playing Zelda right now. You know, there's nothing else. I'm sure if you had other choices, you'd definitely choose something else.
No, I wouldn't. I would choose Zelda hands down.
Fine. So Rise, Son of Rome. It's third person. You're just a
Roman?
just a.
Assuming you're a Roman.
You're not like a gladiator or anything. You're just a Roman like legion. You're just
Like a
fucking
like
people up. It's free though at the beginning of the month, so 5 days. Definitely pick it up. It's still one of the best looking games on Xbox to this day. The campaign's maybe 6 or 7 hours, so it's not even a ton. And I don't think there was multiplayer, so definitely worth picking up. Next, we have deals with gold for the week. Starting off would be Final Fantasy 15 for $35. About when did that game come out? A couple months ago?
Yeah, I want to say, I think actually in late September, early November, maybe?
Yeah, so that game's down to $35 right now. I know Waterloo's had some experience with it.
I did play a lot of it. I probably put around 24 hours, maybe a whole day or so into it. It was fun. Definitely doesn't make me want to play it like I played 7 or 9 or 10, but it was fun.
Is it something you think you're going to go back to at all?
Probably not. I got really annoyed with riding chocobos and driving the cars.
No one gets annoyed of riding chocobos, though.
Yeah, you know, just the constant drone of the same music that's played over and over when you're riding the chocobo. You know, it is kind of fun to. You know, no, that's after you beat a battle, but the battles you don't really hear that. I only hear it when you level up. It was fun, but I really enjoyed the old school Final Fantasies with the turn-based combat. The new way they're going, I think they could bring this into the correct direction, but Final Fantasy to me was you have your people and you attack and you wait for them to attack. So we shall see how people react to this $30. Hopefully they buy it and enjoy it at least as long as I did, you know.
Yeah, if you didn't have a hard copy of it in the house and I knew that I could play it at some point, I might hop on this $35 for Final Fantasy 15. That doesn't seem like a bad price for how big of a game that is and how much content is actually in there.
I mean, we bought that game, Dishonored, and another game, Dead Rising 4. We got a bundle for that. So it was pretty cheap for those 3 games, though.
Yeah, it's like $120 for 3 games. Not terrible.
No.
Other games you got on sale, we have Valley is now $8, down from $19.99. Slender, The Arrival, is now $4. The Slender Man, you guys are familiar?
Roughly.
Slightly.
Kind of, yeah. It's probably not a good game.
Not a big scary game guy.
And that's
to be honest.
exactly what it is, so
Yeah.
don't pick that one up, Shopa.
I won't.
Divinity Original Sin, 75% off. It is $15 right now, down from $59.99.
Wow.
It's another turn-based game. It reminds me a lot of Diablo 3, that top-down view. It's just a heavy RPG, something that would take way too much time for me to get into right now. But if you're into Diablo 3, I think it's probably a great deal for $15. We also have Mordheim, City of the Damned for $16. Dangerous Golf for $10, down from $20. Did you see anything about Dangerous Golf?
I did not, but that sounds dangerous, let me tell you.
Super dangerous, risky.
Super Dangerous Golf. So what you're doing in this game, let's say you're in a famous person's mansion right now. You're sitting in their dining room. Okay?
O.J. Simpson's?
Yeah, I
Strange
guess.
choice, but
Sure. So he's got his long table. You can fit 20 people at this table. He's got his fine china on the table. He's got a chandelier up top. Mm-hmm. You got all this beautiful stuff. What you're doing is you're taking this golf ball and you're just teeing off inside of this small room. So
Like
what you're trying to do is cause as much damage as possible in these different landscapes. Most of them seem to be enclosed like rooms inside of a house. This is nothing like real golf. This is a hit the ball, shatter that plate, get 1,500 points, shatter that whatever.
Chandelier.
Yeah, so for $10, it's definitely maybe a fun game to blow off some steam. We have Blood Bowl 2. It's a weird mix of football and turn-based tactical stuff. It looks weird. $12.50. Mark McMorris's Infinite Air. If you need a good snowboarding game, I know that Steep came out recently by Ubisoft. Gave you a little bit of snowboarding.
I played it. I played the beta.
You did play the beta.
I liked it. I thought it was a lot of fun. The skiing, the snowboarding was a blast. I really enjoyed the squirrel suit that you get. That was a lot of fun.
This Mark McMorris Infinite Air, $15 right now, down from $30. Definitely looks like if you're a snowboarder and you need a game that I think is true to snowboarding, I think this might be a good game for you. I know Steep. I played a little bit of Steep and I didn't. It was fine. I watched a trailer before this. This game looks pretty good. So if you need a snowboarding game or you've been waiting for one, $15. I think you can definitely hop on it.
Give it a shot.
Next, the Peanuts movie, Snoopy's Adventure, $10. Stardust Galaxy Warriors, $5. SteamWorld Dig, which is an older game, but I heard good things, $5. It's a roguelike. Kind of reminds me of Spelunky. You played Spelunky a little bit, right?
I did.
You're going down into caves, just digging down, getting gems and whatnot. Coffin Dodgers. No, not coughing Dodgers.
Oh.
Coffin.
Like you're trying to escape death type deal.
$12 down to $6, 50% off. It reminds me of Mario Kart, except for your senior citizens in your hover rounds.
Oh boy.
You pick up these briefcases. You can fire machine guns like that. It's a ripoff of Mario Kart, but we can't play Mario Kart, so. If you need a Mario Kart clone on your Xbox, this is for you. Our next topic is off topic. All right, Lou, is your off topic for the week?
My off topic for the week is movies. There's a bunch of new movies out, or good movies, I shall say. We have Logan. Looks awesome. It's rated R. I haven't seen it yet, but I've only heard really, really good things about it.
And so far, Marvel has a good track record with rated R movies.
Yes.
Deadpool.
Great.
Amazing.
Another movie that's out is Kong. That movie looks great. I hear at the end of it, if you stick around long enough, they give you a little info about Godzilla, which is going to be awesome, I feel like. Yes, for all the people that know why we're doing that. Another movie that we have coming out, go Power Rangers. The Power Rangers movie is out, actually, and I'm hoping it's going to be good. Wasn't never a really big fan of Power Rangers when I was a kid, but this movie looks like it has potential.
You were too cool for Power Rangers?
No, my brother would kick my ass if I watched him.
All right. That's a big enough detractor for me not to watch something.
Definitely.
I read something earlier that said that Power Rangers has 5 movies worth of material. That'd be kind of crazy if we're seeing 5 more Power Rangers movies.
I'm assuming if this does really well at the box office, they're going to dry that teat and milk every penny out of it. Another movie that I think looks interesting is the Blanco Experiment. Just a bunch of people... Belko, sorry. A bunch of people trapped in an office. You gotta kill or be killed. Feel like it's really just gonna make you think about shit.
Fair enough.
Other than that, I think those are the movies that are out that I recommend seeing or wanted to see.
And Life with Jake Gyllenhaal and Ryan Reynolds.
Yes.
They have an alien on their ship and they can't let it come back to Earth, so they have to kill it before it gets to Earth.
Looks very good.
I think everybody dies.
Oh, spoiler maybe.
No,
Who
just
knows?
a guess.
Oh, just a guess.
Maybe you know.
I
You
don't
can't
know.
kill Ryan Reynolds. He's
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Deadpool can't
What about
die.
Jake
Deadpool
Gyllenhaal.
can't die.
You can kill Jake Gyllenhaal.
He's gonna Donnie Darko your ass.
Or Brokeback Mountain your ass.
Oh, but isn't that the guy dead though? He broke back Mountain.
Jesus
Did he die?
Christ. That's fucked up. Too soon.
Too
R.I.P.
soon.
Heath
It's
Ledger.
been like 9 months. Anything's funny after 9 months.
It's definitely been longer than that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right, and with that brings us to our gaming goals. Lou, do you have a gaming goal for the week? If you don't, I will give one to you.
I do have 2 gaming goals this week. First gaming goal would be in Ghost Recon Wildlands. I would like to complete 2 territories 100%. And the other goal would be to, in Zelda Breath of the Wild, I would like to defeat one more Divine Beast and map out the last territory that I don't have mapped out.
All right, Shopa, how about you?
Well, I know you have one for me, Risky.
sure
so
do. We'll get
might
that-
as well tell them that one first.
Yeah, we'll get that out of the way now. So Shopa here is our resident FPSer. He's all about the multiplayer, fuck the campaigns. We're going to give him the Call of Duty Infinite Warfare campaign to beat this week. It's maybe, I think I looked it up on how long to beat, and it was 7 hours. So
I think I can do it.
an hour a day, I think you got it.
Keeps the doctor away.
An hour a day of campaigns will keep the doctor away.
Perfect.
I think that's good. Me and Lou both beat that. Good story.
We did.
Especially
It
for a
was.
Call of Duty campaign. My favorite in the series, except for maybe Modern Warfare. That was pretty epic.
It was really good.
Which we might have to make you play that since we know you have it. Maybe next week. But Shopa, another goal?
My other goal, I think, this week is going to be to get ranked in Rocket League. I haven't been ranked yet. I just recently got into the game with them. So now that Season 4 is out, we're going to get ranked, see how high we can go. It probably won't be very high, but we're going to try it.
Yeah, so as far as my goals, I will definitely be hopping on that rank train with you in Rocket League. If we can get... I know we have to at least play 10 matches to get placed, I think. So we'll at least get those 10 matches out of the way, see where we fall, and then maybe we can rank up from that. Other than that, I'll be trying to finish up Telltale's Batman. I'm about 2 chapters out of 5 in that game, so I'm going to beat that. When you have a backlog as big as mine, and a lot of it being indie games, I think this weekly gaming goals will really help me out with that backlog, try to finish up a game a week. So with that, we can go around the table. Shopa, where can we find you if we need to get a hold of you?
You can find me at XShopaX on the Xbox One. You can find me at OMG It's Shopa on Twitter and YouTube as well. Put up some content there. Risky, where can we find you?
I'm on Twitter at RiskyTheKid. I'm also on the beautiful Xbox One as Risky the Kid. You can also find the show at Xbox Community Cast pretty much everywhere. On Twitter, though, we are XB Community Cast because Xbox Community Cast is too long. Lou?
And if you want to find me anywhere on the Xbox, I am Waterloo. That's Water L-O-U. On Twitter, I'm _ Waterloo, so tweet me. I'll tweet you right back. And on Twitch, I am Mr. Waterloo.
So, Risky, where can people submit their questions if they have any questions for us? I know weren't able to do a question segment for this first podcast, but where can they send in their questions? We can answer them.
Please send all questions to xboxcommunitycast@gmail.com. Any question you send us, we will answer you. You will be heard. And with that, thank you everybody for tuning in to episode 1 of the Xbox Community Cast. We'll catch you guys later. And for anyone that doesn't know... Alright, we can cut this dead space, so that's good. You fucking farted.
I yawned.
Was that a fart?
That was a yawn.
That was his chair, I think.
No, I was yawning. My
Dude,
throat
My headset, that's just a...
No, it was I was yawning. It was a yawn, I swear to you.
Felt like you had something to say there.
Yeah, I was gonna reference Family Guy, and when they activate their Wonder Twin power, and Peter turns into a tampon and says, "Now we play the waiting game."